Hello guys, welcome to this great new video. This is day, um, if we say this is day two, but we are going to lab what we learned in day one. So in this video, I'm going to do a lab on basically on confidentiality, integrity, and also availability. So I'm going to show you how you can implement that into a real world scenario. So first of all, I'm going to take this quiz over here that I made from Quizlet. I made this today, and let's see if I remember or if I'm good at it. So this is going to be for the Common Security Principles for Chapter 1, and it's going to be for the first section of the CCNA security exam. So let's go ahead and test it and see how we do. If it lets me do it. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, here we go. Let's start this game. Um, so firewall, IPS, and access list, current patches on server. Can remember that one. CIA. Um, this zone usually contains a relatively small number of systems whose services are made available to the system residing in the outside. So this is the DMC. Which of the following might you find in a network that is based in the in-depth defense in-depth? I believe is this one. And which three items are the currently private network security objectives of a company? This is this one. The private untrusted network is commonly referred to as the inside security. This is this one. Which two approaches to security provide the most security results on day one? Is this one, and then we got this one. And I did not beat my best time. Let's go ahead and try it again. Let's see if I can beat my best time. Why is it not letting me play right away? Start again. Let's go ahead and do it again. Um, so this is a in-depth one. Private trusted network is commonly referred to as the inside zone. This is right here. Which three items are the primary network security objectives for a company? Um, the public untrusted network. This is public. Um, which security terms refers to a person, property, or data of a value of a company, assets, and the countermeasure will mitigate problems. And here we go. I beat my time, so this is great. So now let's go ahead and start with the lab, and I'm also going to add a link for this Quizlet right here, so you guys can try it as well and see how you guys do. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to GNS3. Um, and what we're going to do, like I said, this lab is going to be based on the video before. If you haven't seen my video, go to my YouTube channel, and there's a video right here. 1.1 Common Security. Um, Common Security Principles, Day 1. So go ahead and watch this video if you haven't watched it, and also go ahead and take a look at my PowerPoint that I'm going to add a link on the description below. So let's go ahead and start with this lab. So the first thing that I want to add, let's say that I got an email from my supervisor, and he told me to um, that he wants to add confidentiality whenever we have to access the router. So let's go ahead and add confidentiality, right? So let's go ahead and go to the routers, config T, let's enable a password, and let's just call it Cisco. Um, and let's go ahead to this one over here, router 2 as well, and config T, and let's also enable a password and call it Cisco. And um, now what I want to do is he also told me that he wants people to like remote into the router using whatever we can. Um, And when we remote in, he want us to to be asked for a username and password. So we also have to configure a username and password. So let's go ahead and also configure that username, and we're going to just call it Oscar, and the password is going to be Cisco as well, so I don't forget, right? And then let's go ahead to line VTY 024. Um, we're going to log in using the local account, and then we are going to transport inputs. We are going to just use telnet, right? Let's go ahead and do the same for router 2. Let's go ahead and create that username. We're going to call it Asker as well. The password is going to be the same. Oops, password Cisco. Let's go ahead to line VTY024 and log in. We're going to log in using the local account. And then we're going to do transport input telnet. There we go. So now we just have added confidentiality to our routers. And now let's go ahead and test that. Let's go ahead to interface gigabit of fast Ethernet 0/0. Let's configure that IP address. Now shut down. Let's go ahead and do the same over here. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0. IP address. Now shut down. Let's see if we are able to ping router 1. There we go. Now let's go ahead and telnet to router 1 and telnet. And here we go. It's asking us for username and password, which I type wrong. So let's go ahead and try it again. There we go. And we also have a password for the enable. And there we go. So we are able to remote into router 1. Let's go ahead and log out. Let's go ahead to router 1 and let's go ahead and telnet to router 2. Same username and the same password. And also the password over here. Let's go ahead and log out. So now, as you can see, we have configured confidentiality. Um, but what about integrity? Do we have integrity of the data whenever we try to um, remote into router 1 or into router 2? We do not, because if somebody is sniffing our network, so let's go ahead and start a capture. Let's go ahead and click OK. And let's go ahead and fire um, Wireshark. So from over here, as you can see, we are going to start capturing traffic. And what we're going to do is we are going to send traffic now. Let's go ahead and try to telnet into router 2 and let's see what happens when we try to do that. Telnet, Asker, password Cisco, right? And let's go ahead and stop it and let's see what we can find. Okay, so we have telnet, the data going in. Let's see what we can find over here. And let's see if we can find the password, which was probably, and as you can see right here, we probably gonna be able to see if we can find the password. I forgot how it is that internet protocol header, telnet at the end. So we have one data right here, which is the S for Cisco. Then we have a C, we have an O. So we can figure it out the data that's going in. So the first one that went in, if we go over here, we can see there's a C. So we're going to be able to see the password, right? C. Then there's an I. Then there's a S. There's a C. And then there's a O. So as you can see, Telnet is clear text. Um, what we're going to do is, since this one is not, let's go ahead and just quit without saving. As you can see, anybody can um, can sniff our packets and figure out our password, then the data integrity is not it is not maintaining the integrity, right? Because anybody can see our password and what we're doing on the network. So one way to fix this is that we have to configure SSH, and SSH encrypts the username and password, so we will now be able to figure it out. So let's go ahead and log out of here, and let's go ahead and configure SSH. And the first thing we got to do like an IP domain name, otherwise it won't let you do it. Let's just go ahead and do oscar.com, that's fine. Let's just do a crypto key generate 1024. Okay, there we go. And then after that, we need to change the line BTY 024. And over here, the login local is going to be the same. But what we need to change is the transport input to be SSH. All right. And now let's go ahead and do the same for router 2. Config T, IP domain name, oscar.com, crypto key, let's generate 1024. And now let's go ahead to line BTY 024. And let's go ahead and change that transport input to only do SSH. Right? You can also do it to have it all of them, but you don't want that. You only want SSH. Okay, so now if we try to telnet, we won't be able to telnet because we have not configured telnet. We only have SSH. Let's go ahead and try to telnet to router 2. And there we go. So we cannot do it because we want data integrity. And with telnets, you cannot do that. And that's why I removed telnet and add SSH. So now let's go ahead and try to SSH into router 2. There we go. And now it's only asking me for the password. That's because I already put the username, which is Asker. And here it is, the password. Okay, so that's how you do it. So if you go log, a little bit slow, log out. So let's go ahead, log out. Let's try to do it from router 1 now. SSH, the same username. And let's go ahead and SSH into router 1. Did I log in into? Yeah, okay. And the password is the same. There we go. So we were able to SSH. So SSH maintains data integrity because it's not going to be clear text like Telnet is. And if you want to do a capture again, and what is my capture? Start Wireshark. Here we go. And hopefully I'm recording the screen that I want. Hopefully I am. I think I am recording this screen right here. So let's go ahead and try to SSH and see if we can find the password. So SSH, Cisco, there we go. Let's go ahead and stop it. And as you can see that the packets are now encrypted. And as you can see right here, I don't know if we were going to be able to figure out this SSH password. And as you can see right here, it's so gibberish, like you cannot figure it out because it is encrypted like it says it right there. And the length of that encryption is 36, 52, and all that good stuff. So with SSH, we can maintain data integrity. Let's go ahead and stop that capture. Okay, and what about availability? Or manager also want us to have availability. So if fast Ethernet 0/0 goes down, we won't be able to, let's go ahead and log out. So if this interface goes down, um, we won't be able to SSH into router 1 or 2. So let's go ahead and first configure a loopback address so we can SSH into them. And this one is going to be for router 2. It's going to be IP address 2.2.2.2. Okay, and for router 1, it's going to be interface loopback, and let's add 0. IP address 3.3.3.3, and show IP route. Um, if, as you can see from over here, you cannot see that. Let's see if we're able to, are we able to ping? We won't be able to ping 2.2.2.2. Now we won't be able to ping that. So we need to, okay, let's forget about the loopback addresses, because for that we're gonna need a dynamic routing protocol so we can configure all that stuff. So we're not gonna do that right here. Um, so what happens if, let's go ahead to config T interface shutdown. What happens if this interface goes down? Is router 2 going to be able to remote in or SSH into router 1? No, we won't be able to do that. As you can see right here, we do not have connectivity to router 1, so we won't be able to SSH into it. So that's why we need to have another link just in case this one fails. So let's go ahead and configure interface. Fast Ethernet /1 with an IP address of 20.20.21. Now shut down. And let's configure over here as well. Fast Ethernet 01, 2, 0. Now shut down. And let's go ahead and plug it in. So as you can see, now we have two links. So now fast Ethernet 0/0 is down, but we should be able to SSH into the router using the other one. So let's go ahead and do a cancel. Let's go ahead and end it. And let's do SSH Oscar 20.20.21. And we should be able, there we go, we should be able to remote into it because we now have another link. So if um, fast Ethernet 0/0 is not working, now we can use fast Ethernet 0/1 to remote into router 1 and into router 2. Okay, guys, so that is the lab for the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And this is day one lab. This is the first lab for the CCNA security exam. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.